Hello, I'm Joyce from the Highland Park Senior TV program, and today we have an honored guest, Mr. Jim Greenbaum. Greenebaum, Greenebaum. Don't forget that E after the N. It's important. And he's part of our investment club. He's a charter member. I'm a charter member. And it's been between 15 and 20 years that we've had this club. We meet at the Highland Park Senior Building, and we're not part of the senior center. We just use the space there. So anyway, welcome, Jim. And you're going to tell us all about it and how to go about joining and the benefits and the pluses, no minuses. Okay, hi, Jim.
Good
welcome.
Morning, Joyce.
Okay.
The Highland Park Senior Investors is a formal title of our club. It is an investment club that's under the auspices of the National Association of Investment Clubs, or something like that. There are thousands of investment clubs all over the world that belong. And quickly, to dispel any misconceptions, this is not a club of very successful investors talking about how well they're doing. An investment club is formed for people who are not real versed in the stock market, really, to learn how to analyze a stock and invest properly and make money. And the club has been very successful. Of course, it's been hard not to do in the current market.
Yeah, but all in all, it's been successful. I lost so much money. I went from a wealthy person to a pauper on my own, and I've done well with the investment club. It's nothing but gains, the total. I've been in it close to 20 years, but we have to vote a certain amount, a majority, in order for, we just buy individual stocks, not mutual funds, we have to vote on it. But before we even do that, for 1 or 2 months prior to that, somebody has to speak about the topic, correct?
The prospective investment has to be discussed for 2 meetings, and we meet once a month before we invest any money. And as we were saying, it's formed about 15 years ago, and we now have a relatively low membership, not because people were dissatisfied and left. They moved away or they died. After all, we are seniors.
Thanks a lot. Well, you could be young, too, and die.
That happens, too, but
yeah.
Anyway, as a member of the investment club, you receive a monthly magazine called Better Investing. And it has reports on companies and suggestions, but mostly as a member of the investment club, you'll learn their system of analyzing a corporate report. Excuse me. And determining whether a company has a good future just from the corporate report. And that's one of the most important things of an investment club is the learning. That's what you're there for. Making money is incidental, and it's not going to be a lot.
It's not going to be a lot, but it helps, and it's better than a loss, I mean.
Yes, but we don't pay out until you leave one way or the other.
Yeah, that's true. And it's up to 3 months we could take to pay them. Is that the, usually we have...
I don't know what the system is for new members, since I've been a member since the beginning.
Yeah, I think we have up to 3 months to pay them. We don't have to pay them immediately, people that drop out or die.
They have to buy the full value of a share.
Yeah.
And it's either a full share or a half share. They can be members for $50 a month or $100 a month.
Oh, I don't even think I knew about the $100 a month after all these years.
That's what you're paying, aren't you?
No, I'm paying 50.
Oh, you're a half member.
Oh, I don't know maybe I'm paying the whole amount. I don't know.
I think you are.
Yeah.
Because the 50 is a recent
Oh,
additive, maybe within the past couple of years, because people couldn't really afford to
Yeah.
pick up that huge amount back to the beginning
yeah.
at $100 a month.
Yeah, because it would be so many years. They would owe thousands, probably. You
They
know,
would.
They would. So, but you could pay can't you pay a portion now?
You can do it in installments. I don't know what the arrangements
Yeah,
are. You'd have to talk to our treasurer, Sheldon Conowitz, about that.
Yeah, he's our CPA,
No, he's not a CPA.
Oh, but he
He's
does
a
all
treasurer.
our finances for.
He's the club treasurer.
Yeah, thank
That's his
goodness
title.
we have him. We've had him since the beginning, I think. And,
That is true.
And he does so much work for us. I mean, I don't know what we would do. We'd have to fold if we didn't have somebody like him.
And as we said before, we meet monthly in the Highland Park Senior Center, and it's sort of technically, without being said in the bylaws, you should be a member of the Senior Center in order to belong to the club.
Right.
But maybe it's not essential. I'm not sure on that one.
I think you only have to be 50 or 52, I thought, but I'm not positive, to join the senior center, to be a senior.
That usually is not a problem.
Yeah, yeah, that's young. When I started, I used to tell people, you only have to be 50. I didn't want them to think I was aged, like now. But it's like close to 20 years already, so it would be almost like I was 50 something.
We have asked the Senior Center to publicize our club in the Shoreline Bulletin that they put out quarterly, and they politely refuse to do it. I don't know why. Perhaps because we're not formally a Senior Center activity.
Right.
And even though they allow us to meet there,
Yeah.
and have a nice room available for us.
Oh yeah, they always do. And then we have our Christmas or holiday party we look forward to. Was that your
That's
your
been
wife?
on our apartment
Yeah, for past,
several years.
Yeah, your wife is kind enough to serve and cook and everything. Do it.
She plans it.
Yeah, she likes to do that. You travel a lot too, I know.
We do travel. We take 2 or 3 big trips a year.
You were telling me about your plane. What happened? I don't know if you want to go into that. That has nothing to do with the investment club.
Nothing to do with the investment club, but it'll fill time.
Okay, good. Let's hear about it. We didn't hear it all.
This happened 2 years ago in England. We found a service that would take our luggage to Heathrow and check it in, and we wouldn't have to see it till we got to the U.S. So we signed up. It was on the BA website, but it's not affiliated with BA.
Oh.
And
So can they do that if it's not affiliated with it?
if they let them on,
I don't know. I used to be a travel agent, but I
don't know.
recall that
Obviously
happening.
they did.
Uh-huh.
And to shorten it up a little bit, we made arrangements at a fixed time for the pickup, which they asked us to do. And unbeknownst to us, the guy came about 2 hours early, and we weren't at our hotel, so he couldn't get all the paperwork needed to check in the baggage, but he took it anyway, and they wouldn't bring it back. So many missteps to...
How did you finally get it?
They finally did check it in, even though they said they couldn't. And we worked through the lounge of BA at Heathrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got an electric cart to take us to the gate, which we found was in another building. We will avoid Heathrow in the future. And the driver of the cart, We wanted to stop at the VAT, get the VAT back, and we never were able to do that because he said we didn't have time.
Oh.
But then he disappeared for about 20 minutes and left us and one other couple sitting in his cart. And he came back with another passenger, one passenger.
That's what took all that time, and you still didn't have your bags.
And, well, the bags, I think, at that point had been checked. We were trying to get to the aircraft.
Oh.
And he took the wrong tunnel to get to this other terminal. And so he got in an unsecured tunnel, and he couldn't get his cart. Oh, there was another couple that had to go earlier. And so he took them to their flight, which they missed anyway.
Oh, no.
And he couldn't get his electric cart back into the elevator. He didn't know how to drive it.
Oh, God, nothing but problems, right. But
so then he found an elevator he could get into, and that took us to an unsecured tunnel. So when we got to the gate, we had to go through security again.
Oh.
And to shorten it up, when we finally got into the aircraft and seated, it pushed right away. That's how close we were to departure.
Oh, my
I think
God.
they held it a few minutes for us.
Oh, okay. Do
So
you think
we will avoid Heathrow in the future.
Yeah, and what you think it's the airport, not the airline, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It was the airport.
Right. Oh, well.
The airport administration. They have apologized profusely and said they're
I
going to
always say,
retrain the driver.
What does I'm sorry mean? It doesn't help. It happened,
Well,
you know.
we got on the plane and we got home, okay? And
Okay,
our
well,
luggage
that's
was
good.
there.
And you made our next meeting?
Excuse me, I have a bit of a cough.
Oh, okay. All right, so it's mainly educational.
The club is for education, for learning how to invest, learning how to analyze stocks, learning how to evaluate them to put into your own portfolio. Mm-hmm. I personally have a very large portfolio.
I know you do very well on your own, I mean, but I never do, so I didn't.
The only person who left and was discouraged at the club wanted us to do day trading.
Oh.
And day trading is an excellent way to lose money.
Oh, yeah, it sounds inviting, but it's a gamble. It's bad enough of a gamble in general without day trading.
My son, who's a CPA, does tax returns for people who are day traders, and he says every one of them loses money.
Really, they never win, yeah.
They never are winners.
It's like gambling. You play till you lose, like, right? Uh-huh. So, like, I never knew what any of these things mean that they explain now by the education, with the education, like how many, all those numbers they show after a stock. What would
the EPS.
Yeah, and I never knew what any of that meant, and they explained this to the best of my ability to understand, and because I just would, something sounded appealing, and I just go and buy it. Oh no, I listened to my broker, which was the biggest mistake ever, and I had to collect some money from them, nowhere near what I lost, so I arbitrated, let's say. But I don't like voting in a group, but I think it's the safest way as we do it. How many do we have to need? 5 to?
A simple majority of those attending.
Oh, attending.
And we have to have a quorum to have a meeting.
Oh, okay. And how many do we need for a quorum?
I think it's 6 or 7.
Yeah, so even with...
We only have 10 members right now.
I know, yeah. And you don't even have to come, like somebody's daughter belongs, and, if you can't make it to the meetings, you could still be a member.
Yeah, she lives in Evanston, I think.
Yeah, it's not that far. And then one lady just moved for health reasons to a northern suburb. Right now she's getting a ride, though. So,
But she's going to drop out, I think.
Oh, yeah, eventually. She's probably not that well anyway. She and another woman, their husbands died, and they took over. They became members then at the time.
That's how.
Yeah, and they're very active. She was president for a couple of
Barbara
years.
was president for a long time.
A long, long time, yeah, and very knowledgeable too. And then Priscilla now too is a member. She used to do her own stock without the club. She didn't belong to the club, but he was very active, and he just passed away.
Bob was.
Yeah, and he wasn't that old, so age doesn't always have everything to do with it, I guess. But
No, that's true.
you never know. So anyway, so we have, and then when we sell, we need a certain amount of people too. Majority.
Simple majority of those voting.
Oh, of those present.
Yes.
Oh, okay. But you still have to have the quorum.
Right. You
Yeah,
have to have a
so if you
quorum.
only have 5 people, you can't vote either way, right?
You can't conduct any business.
No. Last time we just rushed right through it. Were you there? No, you had an appointment.
No, I had a doctor's appointment.
Well, I wasn't going to say the doctor, but I know
Hey,
you.
that's a big thing these days. Doctor's appointments.
Do
Me and my wife in one car.
we have medical stocks?
I think we do.
Oh, they're not that great. I mean, they're okay.
Ooh, they're good.
They are good. You would know. I know.
I think the club may own Pfizer. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and there's another one too, similar to Pfizer, another drug. I know, because we vote one after the other. I know we do have Pfizer, I think, and so. Anyway, Apple seems to be the popular one nowadays, right?
Yeah, that's the club's largest holding at the moment.
And actually, we've gained on almost every stock we have. We don't have, I don't know if we have any losses right now, maybe one.
No, we've gotten rid of our losers.
Yeah, we do. And then, so that offsets with the gains, correct?
Yeah, so we don't. Being a partnership, if there is a gain, it gets passed through to all the members. And then we have to pay tax on it.
Yeah, but by dividing it among the people, it's not so bad, right?
Right, and we try to, if possible, balance that off against losses so we don't register gains for the year.
So
I think this past year we did have a gain.
Oh, okay. Do we usually wait till the end of the year to do this? I mean, no, before tax season, or it doesn't matter?
Well, any of those changes, if it's for tax reasons, have to be before the end of the year.
Oh, yeah, even though our taxes aren't due till April. That's true. It would have to be for the year before. And, but if we just want to get rid of it because we're not happy with it, that doesn't have to be because it's for tax loss or anything. We
just because it's not doing well.
Yeah, and sometimes we, err like anything else. I know. My broker put me in 100% technology, and I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. But anyway, that's the way it is. That's why I like the investment club now.
And by our charter, we are not allowed to invest in anything that is not a corporation.
Oh, really?
We unknowingly bought a partnership some time back and had to get rid of it.
Oh.
Yeah, it must be a corporation and listed, not an unlisted one.
Oh, and you said something about it has to be from this country or something?
Well, it doesn't have to be
have
by our
something
charter.
in Canada,
But at present we're only domestic. We
I see.
We haven't studied any foreign corporations.
Didn't we have a bank that we didn't know what happened to some little bank somewhere in another country?
That's American. It's in the U.S.
Oh,
we
is
don't have anything that's outside
No, I
the
mean
USS.
at one time that we sold, I think.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. All right. So we didn't vote. We didn't buy or sell anything this time because we had to pay off this.
There's one of our members did
Passed
pass away, and we have to accumulate what the amount necessary to pay out her share.
I was surprised how much it's worth, though, you know, from just the $50 a month, but it adds up, like, you know.
It does indeed.
It does, yeah. And it's partial gain, a big gain, I think, compared to what I'm used to, I know. So I recommend it, you know, for anybody that's not that knowledgeable about
Anyone
stock.
who wants to learn how to invest or how to be more successful at it, it's a very good thing to join.
Mm-hmm.
And we need members.
Right.
We need members.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we have more to gain and a bigger payoff if we have less members, don't we?
Doesn't make any difference.
Oh, really? Why?
Each member has a
Certain amount, yeah.
and if we have new members, they'll build up a share. They don't automatically get a piece of what's
that's
there.
true. That's true.
Theirs has to build up
Yeah, for
to
your
equal.
it could take a while. Yeah, and they could have half too, as you said. And so.
Yeah, $50 they get a half.
Mm-hmm.
$100 they get a full share.
Right, right. So probably by after that, we're about to pay the lady family off, correct? So pretty soon we'll be able to investigate other stocks again.
Yes, very soon.
But we've been buying stocks we haven't added too many new ones in a while.
Well, because of the desire to have one member assigned to each security.
Oh, it would be too much. Yeah, too much. And then if you want to talk about stocks on your own, new ones that one recommends, that's another thing you have to talk about, you know. You have to, 2 months you would have to discuss it, and then we'd have to vote on it, correct?
Right, and bring in your analysis.
Okay. So how far back? Well, we look at what they've been doing and what the market does. Usually when the market's good, most things go up, I think, and vice versa with the other. Well, it could go up different degrees. I mean, I've bought something at 200 and sold it at $2 or something. I mean, that was my broker's fault. Some big brokerage company that was just in it for themselves, you know, to make money on their own. But the best thing is to do, especially if you're not that knowledgeable. One doesn't have to go to school. You could just learn from our group. And our vice president talks about education a lot. Isn't that one of their
The vice president is in charge of bringing in an educational subject each meeting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then we also have a secretary and a treasurer and the president, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and we meet at the senior center the fourth Tuesday of the month at 1 p.m. The meeting.
Yes, not the last Tuesday.
The
fourth Tuesday.
Yeah, and then it goes on to the next month, the fourth Tuesday. You know, and it starts at 1 p.m. and it usually goes between 2 and 3 p.m. when it's over.
We generally finish by 3. Always finish by 3.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Sometimes a little early.
Yeah, well, this time because we didn't want to vote on anything this time, so we got through a little earlier. But it's very interesting. I mean, we look forward to coming to it. And
It's a bit of a social hour as well.
yeah, and there's free coffee.
And we're all good friends.
Yeah, right. Everybody gets along. Right, that is true. I never thought about that. No arguing, no disagreement. And if we're not happy about voting for something, we just abstain. We could do that too, or say, or vote no, or hold the vote, or whatever.
Or not either vote no, or just don't vote if you don't know which way to go.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And sometimes we need more information, you know, about it. We're just not sure, you know. So anyway, well, you have to be a member. You have to be a certain age. Those are the only requirements. And if anybody's interested, they should just come to one of the meetings on the fourth Tuesday. It's at the Senior Center in Highland Park, which is on Laurel Street, right next to the lake. So
The end of Laurel on the south side of the street is a mansion that was built by General Wood when he was chairman of Sears. It's a beautiful house, and we meet in one of the. Normally it was where we're meeting was their dining room.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Oh.
Just right next to the kitchen.
Oh, true, yeah. We always have our coffee or tea, sometimes refreshments people bring, and it's a fun thing. And meeting comes to order 1:05 the latest. And also, if you don't come to the meeting, you should get your membership check-in and mail it to Sheldon, because otherwise, I think if you're late, there's a fee like so much per day.
That's what I have to do because I missed the last meeting.
Oh no! Once they were going to charge me, and I said, "Well, then I'll quit." So they didn't charge me for a late fee. I got out of it that way. You can always threaten, I guess, or whatever, because they need the members anyway. So. So you've been a member all this time?
I was a charter member. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the name of the gentleman who organized it.
Charlotte was there, I know. She told us about the space. She used to be the president of the senior center. You remember Charlotte?
Nope.
Oh, I do. She was, Laura's the president now, I guess, but it was...
Not president. That's not her title.
Oh, whatever. What is it?
She's in charge of some activities, I think, something like that.
Well, I know. Not Charlotte. I meant Laura.
Laura Fry?
Yeah, isn't she the president?
She's not. That's not her title.
Oh. I mean, of the senior center, not
That is not her title.
Oh, what is her title?
I don't recall.
Oh, okay.
She uses it when she signs emails.
Oh. I haven't noticed.
Something administrator.
Okay, we're almost ready to wind up in a couple of minutes. So, did you want to add anything?
I think we've stretched the time as far as we can.
Oh, I think we've done pretty good, actually, considering. I think
you're very spontaneous. That's good.
Yeah, I usually don't take notes or anything. I just ad lib.
I put together some notes last night because I thought I should pick out the subjects I needed to stress.
Yeah.
And the main thing is come to a meeting, learn about it, and then you can decide whether or not it's for you.
Yeah, and you're not obligated. You can become a producer and do shows. No, that's for the television. I'm getting confused.
You're on the wrong foot now.
No, I am. Right. It's the investment club. Right. Okay. And we don't have to buy stocks. We can learn about it each time, when
but
people...
You do need, in order to participate, you do need to become a member and pay either $50 or $100 a month.
Yes.
Dues.
Right.
That's a given.
And
but
if
then you become an official member and you can speak at the meetings.
Okay. And if we found it not satisfactory, is there a way to get out of it, or?
Yeah, you could always resign.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It will be your membership fees will have accrued in your account in addition to the gains or losses of the investments.
Oh.
During that period. Mm-hmm. It will be. Sheldon was the guy who'll have to calculate it if you want out after a couple months.
As I said, thank goodness for Sheldon.
You will probably not get all of your money back.
Oh.
Because there is a penalty for just leaving.
Oh, what if it's a hardship? I think there's something.
There is something for hardship. And if a person dies, there's no fee.
Oh, okay. I guess they couldn't reach the relatives, but if you tell them they're getting money, you can reach them, I'm sure. They reached them finally.
They did find out who this person...
Yeah, he lives in Hawaii. He's a physician, I think. He was living in Hawaii, I know. Anyway, so it's been very informative. Thank you for coming. And it's time to wrap up. And our next meeting's in a few weeks. It's the 4th Tuesday.
It'll be several weeks. Yes.
Yeah,
because
3
we're
weeks.
in the very beginning of May.
Yeah.
Actually,